Hello again, Steve here with my message for the day. Wake the F up to propaganda, Steve. If you got something to learn from this last election, this US election, which almost everybody's been talking about, it is the exposure of propaganda in our lives. I was actually talking to somebody the other day about how, after watching things like CNN and Fox News and CBC and these things once in a while, what a relief it is to watch something like Al Jazeera or RT. Not so much because it's not propaganda as well, but because it's the other side of the propaganda. It's bizarre, isn't it? And now, of course, we hear lots about fake news being spouted by who? Well, the propaganda artists, of course, once again at work. People like those at CNN and whatnot, talking about the fake news people. Even though, well, let's just say that's the nature of propaganda, isn't it? It's fake news. They are the best spinners of it. Well, of course, people like at Breitbart, people like at InfoWars and so on, now they are the fake news. Why? Because they are the counter-narrative, aren't they? They are the tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists. But I don't know. I'm just starting to realize there's really nothing new under the sun. I mean, at birth, I was anyways, told that I was a Christian. I was told that I was a Canadian. There's been people who've been told they were Soviet man. There was all kinds of labels put on us, weren't there? Did we choose them? But even though we didn't necessarily choose them, if we speak outside the narrative, sometimes we are referred to, as I have been referred to, realistically at this moment, as a tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist. It's interesting, isn't it, how lately this guy called Steve Bannon, right? He's somebody who is suggested might be some bureaucrat in the new US government. Steve Bannon. I was actually listening to the mainstream media very briefly the other day, as I mentioned before, and somebody was a call-in show, and somebody was calling in all nervous about Steve Bannon because he is a tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist. These things, I don't know, they wear a little thin after a while, because you know what? They're what's called ad hominems, non-arguments. They're just labeling somebody in the hope that they'll shut us up. Well, I don't know. My question is, how about we just be ourselves and accept our tinfoil hats and speak our truths anyways? Who the hell really gives a shit except us? Us individually, if we believe it's true. How about we wake the F up and accept that almost everybody wants us to be what we are not, including unconsciously those who claim to love us, and perhaps do love us. They still want us to take our bloody tinfoil hats off and be somebody else. Well, you know what? From now on, I will accept my tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist label as a compliment.